Good day and welcome at Model Kit Beginner. And you are probably thinking, what kind of image is that next to you? This here, yes, this is a keyboard, and not only a keyboard, it is a mechanical keyboard. And apart from playing around with models, which obviously you might have found out by now I really do like, I'm also somebody who likes to fiddle around with computers and computer hardware, etc., etc. And the nice thing about a mechanical keyboard is that you can do some amendments and changes which you wouldn't be able to do with a normal membrane keyboard. Now, what is a mechanical keyboard? And this kind of will be a review of this particular keyboard, which is the AJAZZ AK871, but it will also be kind of a bit of an introduction into what is a mechanical keyboard. Mechanical keyboard is basically a keyboard like you would know it from maybe early 2000s. IBM keyboards, which works with a spring and a switch and a keycap which you can take off quite comfortably. You can clean it very nicely. If one of the keys is not working, you can exchange it. And I like the way it feels when you type on it. So it has kind of this kind of mechanical feel to it. Yeah, you know, I'm a sucker. If there would be a Steam keyboard, I probably would have that too. But anyway, mechanical keyboards are a thing at the moment, and people buy them for many hundreds and hundreds of pounds and dollars. And you sometimes think, geez, why? What's the issue here? And then the reason why I'm doing this particular one is on the very famous Linus Tech Tip video show, you know, the one with the millions and millions of viewers. They were very dismissive in their last video, where they apparently had a cheap video gaming setup, which was not cheap at all for anybody else but the millionaires working at Linus Tech Tips. They showed this keyboard for 2 seconds, and Linus was very dismissive of it, etc. This is stupid. Find me something better. Now, I saw this keyboard on a place called Shein, which is something like Wish or Alibaba, and which I would not recommend to buy anything. Well, I'll tell you in a minute why I think so. But yes, but I have the keyboard. That is what I wanted. It's not my first mechanical keyboard. It's my third mechanical keyboard. And why? Well, I'll tell you that as well. But I think the best thing to get into all of this and actually explain what mechanical keyboards is and does is having a closer look at it. So I suggest we'll meet down at the bench and we'll have a quick look at the one which I bought. And here we are down at the bench with the package of the AJAZZ AK871. Which is a BT, which means Bluetooth, dual mode mechanical keyboard. Now don't be confused, Bluetooth dual mode does not mean that you have Bluetooth and cable. It means you have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. This is a non-cable keyboard, but that's just on the side. It is a mechanical keyboard. It comes like this. It looks like this when it arrives from China, because it was just in a plastic bag. There was nothing, no other protection. It's from a company called Shein, S-H-E-Y-N, and I spell it out for you so you never order anything from them. My wife ordered some jewelry, well, not real jewelry, what do you call it, costume jewelry, and it also came just in a plastic bag, and half of it was broken. And obviously, if you want to return something, you have to return postage, you have to pay that yourself. So yeah, don't. It's like Wish, Alibaba, and all of those together. Stay away from them. But it was a place where I could get this keyboard, and I didn't find a proper English review for it. So because I normally try to review and research all my stuff which I want to buy, but most of it was in kind of either Indonesian or Malaysian or Tagalog, and I do not speak very well any of those. Right, so this is what came here. Comes with a plastic bag of goodies, comes with another plastic bag of goodies. It obviously comes with a keyboard, which we have right over here. And if I remember correctly, it also came with an instruction sheet. I love a good instruction sheet, and it can obviously, we'll have no problem setting this up. You know exactly what's going on. It is a photocopy, and it is so bloody small that you can hardly read. Well, you cannot read what's on there. I have to put on me, you know, these modeling glasses here. Then I can read, or more or less have an idea what's going on here. So yeah, then calling this an instruction sheet is probably overselling it a tad. Anyway, so let's forget about the instruction sheet. Who needs those anyway? Boring. This is the mechanical keyboard. Looks like a normal keyboard, but it has mechanical keys. What do mechanical keys mean? Well, let's first get this keyboard going, and I'll show you what it looks like front and back. So this is what it looks like on the front. Very nice, blue and white. We can change it as well. I'll get to that in a minute. Then we have the back side. Here we have a battery pack where I have already put in 2 AAA batteries. This one does not have RGB, and if you are not familiar with the term RGB, it means red, green, blue, and it means the fancy lights which gamers use on their keyboards and mouses and computers. None of that on here. I personally have one keyboard. I have 3 mechanical keyboards, and I have one of them which has RGB. Never used it. Never, ever. No need for it. Right, it has these 2.4 gigahertz little dongle, which we know from every mouse or keyboard which is wireless. It has these extendable feet. Here we go, so you can have it either flat or you can have that one level up. And it has an on and off switch, and we'll switch it on. I think that will probably do the trick. Will be quite nice to have it on. Let's have a look if we actually get it to work. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. So let's put this window on here. Here we go. So what you see here is my Notepad QQ. It's just a little text editor. So let's just ooh, here we go. This is a test text from Roland in Cape Town. Oh, I like these red switches. I really do like these red switches. It doesn't seem to be obnoxiously loud, and it looks quite, sounds quite cool. So, what I then suggest, and how did I not disappear? Okay, all right, I need to. Here we go. Right, what I suggest is that we have a deeper look in why this sounds like that and others sound different, etc., etc. There are reasons for that, which obviously we will get to in a minute. This has different switches than my other keyboards. What are switches? Now, let me show you what I'm on about. You get these funny tools. One of them looks like that, and this is to pull out your keycap. This is what is called a keycap. It's basically what you type on. And this has a double shot ABS keycaps. You get different plastic materials. Here the ABS is a slightly cheaper one, which apparently becomes a bit shiny after a while you use it, but it is double shot, which means it has a white plastic on the inside and the blue plastic on the outside, or the other way around for the white keys, which means that this alt will never come off. It will never rub off. It will always stay there, and this is what double shot means. It also has a red switch. Now the switch is basically the thing which does the whole typing action, which is connected to a board. Looks like this. So this has reserve switches in here, which is wonderful. So that's what it does. You press it, it has a spring inside it, and the spring then actuates, makes contact, and you type. And you get different kind of switches. You get these blue one. Let's, in contrast, have a look. Red one, I mean. Oh, jeez. In contrast, we were going to look at the blue one. I was already ahead of myself. So let's have a blue one here. Let's get the other tool out, which is there to take out switches. Here we go. You just, it has a little holes in there, you just go in there and you take it out. Here we go, done. Right, so now we have a blue switch and a red switch. This is the red one, and we have seen already what it does, just actions up and down. Now here's the blue one, slightly different. This blue one has what we call a little bump. Probably see better on this side. You see it has like a little resistance which it needs to get over, and bumps over. So it makes a little click sound. Let's put it next to. Hope you could hear that. It makes a little click sound, and it is harder to press. Not like you need two hands to press it, but it's harder to press than the blue one. And the basic colors you need to know about for all intents of purposes before you become an absolute keyboard aficionado and have all weird wonderful colors and gaskets and whatever, is you need to have a blue one, a red one, and there's one in between which is a brown one, which is basically like a blue one, just the bump is not quite as pronounced. And these are the three switches you need to know about if you want to really go into mechanical keyboards, because that is kind of making sure that you buy the ones which you want to buy and which you prefer. Right, now you see, while we have this out, you see this keyboard is different in size from the keyboard I bought. The keyboard I bought is a 75% keyboard and has 87 keys, just to confuse you. It's also called as a TKL, which stands for nothing else but 10 keyless, because the 10 keys here on the side, the number keys, are not there. I don't need that, I'm not an accountant. This one is a 65% keyboard from a different company, also in China, called Royal Clutch. And this one doesn't have the extra F row on the top. You can see this row is not there, and it doesn't have these on the side. It has a little bit here. But yeah, which means every time you want to press F1, F10, if you want to make something louder, softer, you have to use the function key. That's fine. So if you only use that for typing, that's fine. If you, like me, have a lot of scripting, programming, that kind of stuff, then you'd rather would like to have one of these. Here we go. So these, the other one, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. Probably either sell it, or it goes to a friend, or if my wife likes it, she might get it. That all depends. Right, now we have seen the switches, we have seen the colors of the switches, we know what the different resistances mean, we know what it sounds like, and now we come to the point which is very important, because you can change the looks of it. With this particular one, many ways to do this. To start with, you can take this off. Pretty cool. So you take this off, but first of all it makes it a lot easier to clean it. Second of all, it looks different. It's more of a technical look to it. So if you look from the side, it looks more like this. Pretty cool. And you get easier to your keycaps. You can basically pull them off like this if you want to. Because if you want to change the color scheme, you obviously can do that, because you get extra keys. Let's put them out here. So if you, for example, would like to change your spacebar to a different color, and you have a spacebar of a different color, well, you can do that. Take that, take this spacebar, which came with the keyboard, mind you, and put it on. But if you say, nah, I'd rather would have a black one, well, go to your other keyboard, take out the black one, make sure it's the same size. All depends on the keyboard layout. You take this one out, put in the black one, here you go, then you have a black key. So you can, it's indefinitely whatever English word you better use here, it's up to you. You can change this up the way you want. So if you have a blue and white soccer club, rugby club, baseball club, American football club, then obviously you can leave it in a white and blue, like I normally would do. You know, my club is Schalke 04, which is a German soccer club, and their club colors are white and blue. But I like the orange or red accent, so I will take the blue things out and I will replace them with the orange ones, because I can, and that's the nice thing about it. You can. This doesn't look right. It should be like here. Yeah. No, it doesn't look right either. So then obviously you have to fiddle around a little bit, make sure you find, there we go, that looks right. This is the up one. This is the right one. Then you have the enter one. You have these stabilizers on the side, which you can see. It helps it to stay and work on all sides of the knob, so that, especially with the space bar, it doesn't suddenly not work on one side or the other. And then you have the escape key. Then obviously you can put your frame back on, which is magnetic. And here you go. You have a different keyboard. Looks totally different. Looks fantastic. And you can buy keycaps. They don't have to be expensive at all, and change the whole look of your keyboard. I have done this with one of my keyboards, with the Keychron, which was a very IBM 1998 looking keyboard. And I just put different keys on. Wait a minute, let me find a picture of that, of what it normally looks like. Hold on a minute. So here you are. This is what the Keychron looked like when I bought it. It's a 87, so it's also 87 keyboard, keycap keyboard. And then I changed it around, bought different keycaps, and now it looks like this, which looks a lot better to me. Has a bit more of a funk to it. And these keycaps are not expensive. They're also double shot ABS keyboards. You also get double shot PCB, I think they're called, which is a different type of plastic, which is apparently is a little bit better quality. That's fair and well. You can buy either of those. And this is the long and the short of mechanical keyboards, and this is why I like them, because you can do stuff with them. You can change them the way around. You can build them. You can open them up. What I will do with this one, for example, I will open this up and I will fill it out with an old piece of a yoga mat. Just to change the sound a little bit more, to make it what we call thonk. So in other words, a lower, nice, low, rumbling, calming sound of a keyboard. Also, this one is not bad at all to start with. But yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing with this one. So there will be a couple of changes coming. And if you want to see that, please put it in the comment. We can do that then together on camera. Right, and that's about it. That's what mechanical keyboards are all about. Let's go back upstairs and give you a quick summary of what I think about this one and where we go from here. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit here with my Logitech 270. Can't believe it. I hardly have it 10 years. Anyway, so this was lots of fun. It was really, I mean, it is... I love this kind of fiddling around with stuff with this particular keyboard. I think it's a very nice keyboard. I saw it for £40 on Amazon. £40! Or $50, I saw it on Amazon.com. And that is a wonderful way to get yourself into mechanical keyboards and see what this is all about. As I say, this one doesn't do cable. It does do Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz, which should be good for any gamer. And it obviously does do Bluetooth as well. I've tried it on my telephone. Works like a bomb. No problem whatsoever. I'm not going to use it via Bluetooth because I work on a desktop computer which doesn't have Bluetooth. It worked on my laptop. Tried that as well. So yeah, it's just as a normal thing. We have two stations where you can have Bluetooth, so you can switch it between the two Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi connection. It also has a Windows layout or a Mac layout whatever you prefer. Didn't make any difference to me. I'm using Linux, so I'm using the Linux layout, which is just the normal American standard international US layout. And this is my my keyboard. I'm using it as I speak, running like a bomb. I checked battery life on a couple of the written reviews which I could translate from other languages. And it seems to be that the battery lasts around about anything between 4 and 6 months. Because it doesn't have lights. Yes, doesn't need these RGB lights. I'm not a huge fan of those. I'm not a gamer either, and I don't know why I would have those. It would be probably overstimulating me. But I have a keyboard with RGB lights, which I have tried once I got the keyboard, and then never again. Anyway, I have 2 other mechanical keyboards. If you want to see what they are all about and what I do with them and what they do and how they do it and what makes them different from this particular one, please do let me know, and I will certainly do a little review. This, as far as I know, is probably the second review of this particular AJAZZ AK871 keyboard. Very nice keyboard, types very softly. It has an awesome sound. I will certainly make some amendments to it, which I will put on camera, and if you want to see it, please let me know, and I will certainly show it off to you. Thanks very much for popping in. Have a wonderful day further. All the best for the week, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.